It's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed. It's 28 degrees in your room. And you paid extra for this apartment because it's new and well insulated. So why does it feel like you're sleeping inside a toaster? Here's the twist. Your apartment isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. It's just built for the wrong season. And here's the part that makes it worse. Only around 1 in 5 homes in Europe even has air conditioning. In the US, that number is closer to 9 in 10. So when a heat wave hits, most of us are stuck riding it out inside a building that was never designed to handle heat at all. Stay with me for the next few minutes, and I'll show you exactly why your home turns into an oven every summer, and 5 specific plants that can cool it down by up to 8 degrees. No air conditioner, no electric bill, just biology, doing what it's done for millions of years. Let's get into it. Think about a thermos flask. What does it do? It keeps things at the same temperature. Hot stays hot. Cold stays cold. It doesn't care which one. It just resists change. That's your apartment. For decades, European homes were designed to survive brutal winters. Thick insulation, tight seals, its small windows. All of it built for one job. Trap the heat inside so you don't freeze, and it works great in January. But here's the problem nobody warns you about. In summer, that exact same insulation traps the heat from the sun, from your oven, from your laptop, from your own body, and it won't let any of it out. You're not living in a home anymore. You're living in a flask. And you're the soup. Here's the part that really gets me. In a heat wave, the outside air is supposed to cool down at night. That's how it's always worked. Hot day, cooler night. Your house gets a break. But during a real heat wave, nighttime temperatures don't drop enough anymore. Some nights don't even go below 20 degrees. Climate scientists actually have a name for this. They're called tropical nights, and they used to be rare across most of Europe. The UK Met Office looked at how often 3 tropical nights happen back-to-back in July, before industrial warming, that had less than a 1% chance of happening in a given year. Today, that chance is closer to 1 in 5. So this isn't just a bad summer you got unlucky with. It's the new normal repeating itself more often. And it matters, because your walls never get to release the heat they soaked up during the day. Day 2, they're already warmer. Day 3, warmer still. It just keeps stacking up. Heat, on heat, on heat. That's why the 4th day of a heat wave always feels worse than the first, even if the outside temperature is exactly the same. Now let's talk about your windows, because they're not innocent here either. Big windows were originally a genius idea. For winter, let the low winter sun in. Warm the room for free. Beautiful. But in summer, that same glass turns into a magnifying glass pointed at your living room. Direct summer sunlight carries a little over 1,000 watts of energy for every square meter. Ordinary window glass lets a large share of that straight through. So 1 square meter of sunny window can push through the heat of a small space heater, just sitting there, all afternoon. And closing your blinds doesn't really save you. By the time the light hits the blind, it's already inside. The heat already got in. The blind's just holding it hostage in your living room now. Here's the last nail in the coffin. A lot of modern apartments only have windows on one side of the room. That means, even with every window wide open, the air just sits there. It can't move through. There's no cross breeze to actually push the hot air out. So you open your windows. You feel like you're doing something, and the temperature barely moves. Insulation trapping heat. Glass letting sun blast in. No airflow to push it back out. That's the full trap. That's why your modern efficient apartment turns into an oven every single summer. Enough bad news. Let's fix it. Now you might be thinking, just buy an AC unit, and that works. But it's expensive to run. It's not even an option in most rental apartments across Europe, and every unit you turn on pushes heat straight out into the street, which raises the outdoor temperature for everyone else, making the whole city hotter. There's a better way, one that cools your home without heating up your neighbors. Here's the promise I made you. Plants, real ones, on your balcony or against your wall. And this isn't some feel-good greenery is nice advice. This is actual physics. Plants cool the air the exact same way your body does. They sweat. It's called transpiration. Water travels up through the plant and evaporates out of the leaves. And evaporating water pulls heat out of the air to do it. Same reason you feel cold stepping out of a swimming pool on a windy day. The plant is doing that on a loop all day long right outside your window. Add in the shade they cast, and the fact that green surfaces reflect heat instead of soaking it up like brick and concrete do. And you've basically built a free solar-powered air conditioner. Quick myth check before we go further. You've probably heard that houseplants clean the air in your home. That claim traces back to a 1989 NASA study, but that experiment was run inside a sealed lab chamber, nothing like an actual room with doors opening and air moving through it. A 2019 Drexel University review looked back across a dozen studies spanning 30 years and found you'd need something like 10 to 1,000 plants packed into every square meter of floor space to clean your air as well as just opening a window. So no, your fig tree is not filtering your air, but cooling is a completely different mechanism. That one isn't hype. That's basic evaporation. And it's exactly what these 5 plants are built to do. But not every plant does this well. Some are actually built for this job. So here are the 5 that work best. Number 1. English ivy. Oxford University ran a 3-year study across 5 sites in England and found that ivy acts like a thermal blanket. It cooled wall surface temperatures by an average of 36% in hot weather and warmed them by 15% in cold weather. A follow-up study in Manchester measured it more precisely. Ivy-covered walls ran about 1.7 degrees cooler at the hottest point of the day and cut winter energy loss by around 8%. And here's the myth buster people always argue with me about. Ivy does not rot your walls. Tested buildings were actually drier under the ivy, because the leaves act like a raincoat keeping moisture off the brick. It only causes damage on walls that were already crumbling. On solid, healthy masonry, it's completely safe. It's evergreen too, so it's working for you in winter as well, trapping a thin layer of insulating air against the wall. Number 2. Boston ivy. If your balcony gets hammered by afternoon sun, south or west facing, this one's built for it. Some studies have recorded wall surface temperatures dropping by as much as 13 degrees once Boston ivy covers them, though the exact number depends heavily on orientation and how thick the leaf coverage gets. A 2024 study out of Toronto confirmed the cooling effect holds up across a full growing season. Not just a hot afternoon. The best part, it doesn't dig into your walls like regular ivy. It sticks with tiny adhesive pads, totally safe on any surface. And because it drops its leaves in autumn, it actually lets winter sun back in once you don't need the shade anymore. It's basically self-adjusting. Number 3. And this one's for people who want results fast. Japanese hardy banana. This plant can grow 3 to 5 meters tall in just a couple of seasons. Massive leaves, instant shade, like an umbrella that grows itself. Yes, it's actually hardy enough to survive a European winter. Wrap the base in fleece, or cut it back and mulch it heavily, and it comes roaring back every spring. If you want shade this year, not in 5 years, this is your plant. Number 4. Star jasmine. This one's perfect if your balcony space is tight. Thick, waxy, dark green leaves that can handle serious heat without wilting. A lot of plants shut down and stop cooling once it gets too hot and dry. Star jasmine just keeps going. Bonus: hundreds of small white flowers all summer, and a scent that makes your balcony smell incredible. It grows happily in a large pot, so no garden required. Number 5. Clematis. Great option if you want height without the spread of a full ivy wall. Trains right up a trellis or railing to filter sunlight before it even reaches your window. And here's a myth I need to kill. You do not need to bury the roots in shade under rocks. That old gardening tip is wrong. Commercial growers keep clematis roots in black pots in full sun all the time. All it actually needs is steady, even watering. Keep the soil moist, not the roots cold. Quick but important. All 5 of these plants only cool your apartment if they have enough water. Here's why. The second the soil dries out, the plant panics. It shuts its pores to protect itself. And the moment it does that, the cooling stops. Instantly. It just becomes a sunshade at that point, not an air conditioner. So on a balcony in pots, get the biggest containers you can afford. Use a thick layer of mulch on top. And if you can set up simple drip irrigation, a well-watered plant on your balcony is a working AC unit. A thirsty one is just decoration. So let's recap real quick. Your apartment overheats because it was built to trap heat and not release it. Bad insulation timing, greenhouse windows, zero airflow, and a climate that barely lets your walls cool down at night anymore. The fix: English ivy, Boston ivy, Japanese hardy banana, star jasmine, and clematis. Properly watered, these can drop your wall and indoor temperatures by 5 to 8 degrees. For free, all summer, no refrigerant, no condenser unit blowing hot air into your neighbor's window, just water, sunlight, and a plant doing what it's done for millions of years. If this actually helped, hit subscribe. I'm doing more videos like this. Real science you can actually use in your own space. And tell me in the comments, which one of these 5 are you planting first? I read every comment, and I'll pin the best balcony setups. See you in the next one.